All right, let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone. It is 12 noon on Tuesday, April 11th, 2023, and I'd like to welcome you to today's Blitz session on CRM clients, which I think will be a great one. I've had a lot of questions on this one. Thank you all for being here. As always, for anyone watching this in the future, please be aware that some of this information may have changed. So feel free to contact our training department with any questions. And lastly, as a reminder, this will be recorded. So for both buffering purposes and your privacy, you may want to turn your camera off. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your virtual hand or use the chat, and we'll grab our presenters' attention and get them answered right away. And with all that said, welcome again, Tim Vohar. Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, Christian. I want to tell everyone that's listening right now, live or on tape, you all have been asking me, what can you do? What can you do before the merger is official and you can have access to the tools? Well, I will tell you, this that I'm sharing with you today is something you can be doing. This is working on your CRM clients database. All right. So this session that I'm going to go over, this one will probably be shorter than the others I've done this morning. However, they will be the most important one, especially if you want to get going and get stuff working. So let me share my screen. I'm going to share with you a couple of different windows. And we're going to go from the get-go here. This right here is the intranet bhhstownrealty.com, rebranded as RWT Connect. So this website is going to be the back end, and I don't want to go off of this screen because I got to get here, but as soon as I show you, if you want to take a screenshot, get your camera out and take a picture, you want to get this main list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you could just say maybe 13 if you want to just stop here at the cell phone items. Now, if you have a spreadsheet that you're pulling out of a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet, a Google number sheet, that's fine. This is why you want to have this information independent, so you can look at it to reorder, redivide, separate those fields. So this right here is going to be your base information. You're going to have all kinds of other information you can put into a contact. But if you have this base information pulled out into a CSV, a Google number sheet, this is going to be so much more beneficial and helpful to you as soon as you have access to these tools to get your contacts into them. All right, so take a screenshot, take a picture. I'll give you one more second there to do that. All right. Now I want to share with you, if you're an Excel person, let's see. Hold on one second. Don't care about that one. There's my. There we go. All right, now I want to show you what the Excel format looks like in this spreadsheet. See if this does it for us. All right, Christian, can you see my Excel spreadsheet over top of my windows?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right, so this spreadsheet is the way you want to format your contacts. So if you want this spreadsheet to start from scratch, you can send an email to training@bhhstown.com or training@rwtown.com, and Haley will send this to you sometime later today. Not right away because she is working by herself and she's got a lot of stuff going on. She will definitely get this out to you today if you're starting from scratch. If you got a shoebox with index cards, you got a bunch of sticky notes, you got a notebook, you got business cards, you have a cell phone. This is the way you want to start. If you have Buffini, if you have Top Producer, if you have a CRM in your website, you do not need to start from scratch. You can simply do an export from whatever piece of software you have contact information. What you will want to make sure you do, though, is have them into the correct header fields here. All right, so the prefix, Mr., Mrs., Doctor, whatever it might be, column A, prefix. Then first name. Separate the first name from the last name. You want to have 3 different names if they have a middle name or middle initial. So 3 separate fields. Home street, home city, home state, home postal code, U.S. country code, home phone, email, cell phone, and then you can fill in as many of these others down the line as you would like. But this here, these first 13, you want to make sure you have those filled in. If they don't have a middle initial, just leave the column blank. But you want to, for mapping purposes, have these columns. So if your spreadsheet that you've downloaded out of your database has got a first name and last name in the same folder, you want to just separate those out into separate columns. These are the 13 primary pieces of information you can start gathering today to get yourself ready when this merger is official and you're able to use these tools. I'm going to stop right here, ask questions if anybody has questions. All right, I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, we got a question there, Tim. And Kelly?
Okay.
Yeah, are we able to pull this out of Rain? I have all my contacts in Rain.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. You can go into Rain and do an export. There's a functionality in every piece of the pie.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Switch back. Got a few tabs open, so I want to make sure I'm getting to the right one here. Sorry, I've got one screen and multiple tabs open, so I got to keep closing. All right, so I see the chat button. What, you got something in there? Got something old. So if you have, you already have a CSV file, then we have to change to this file setup. This is the recommended file setup to get data into the majority of the Berkshire Hathaway tools. Yes. So yes, you would change it to this setup. All right, let me share my screen again. All right, so here we are back in the Resource Center. There we go. All right, here, oops, I don't need a new tab. All right, here we are back in the Resource Center, and we would go to our Sage CRM. So here we are in Sage CRM. So clicking the button takes us to Sage CRM. And then we are going to go to Contact Importer. Here is our import contacts. Here's where we upload the file. And you click on that and it'll pull that CSV as an option and you upload that in and it'll start to do the mapping of your imports. And we go right here. If you need it, there is an import contact 3-page little helps screenshot that can be attached and used as well. Again, this came out of the Learn Center, so it's all there for you to grab and utilize. Now, this is in the Resource Center BHHS resource. If you are in the intranet, you're going to go into clients. You're going to go to your groups or contact list. You're going to end up on contact upload. And you're going to do cancel and exit, or you can click on next. And when you click on next, you're going to follow those steps and you'll be able to map these titles. So let's see. Choose a file. There's my contacts. Open. Contact CSV. Click next. And here we have 41 fields, 41 valid fields. The reason I'm showing you this is if those fields that you put in did not match, it would say there's 41 fields and 39 valid fields. So that's why it's important to match your fields so that they match up. Email address field exists in the file. Yes. Maximum number of clients is reached is no. This one has a number of records 1 because there's only 1 record. You can click on sync with Reflex. You can click on next, and I'm not going to go through the process from this standpoint because this is now just simply mapping out your well, I'll go ahead and click on it.
We have a question, Tim. Ann?
Sure.
Hey there, thank you. What is Reflex?
Reflex is the main navigation site for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services HSF. So it kind of integrates with everything. However, Reflex is kind of going away and being replaced with another software. So I wouldn't worry too much about Reflex at this point from y'all's perspective.
Is that the platform that connects in-house buyers to sellers?
No, that is buy side. So that's
Okay.
a total different program.
Gotcha.
Reflex
Thank you.
Reflex is a big, massive program that connects the different programs within the Berkshire Hathaway network.
Okay, got
But
it.
that's getting
Thank you.
replaced. So yeah, that one's getting replaced.
Got it.
At this point, you're uploading those contacts. You can do them to an existing group. You can create a new group, or you could skip the step. In this case, there's only one, so I'm going to skip the step. Click next. Gives you some warnings or verifications. And again, you're just going through the step-by-step process. And when I click on finish, I've now added that client into my database, and you can see John client was added on 4/11, and they are a new person and they are newly entered into the source by me. I can click on the little house icon and it'll give me John's email, mailing address. If I click on the email icon, it's going to attempt to open an email within the RW Town Connect so that I can send John an email directly from this site.
Hey, Tim, we had a chat. And
Sure.
Thank you, Lewis, for answering some of that. Brenda asked, we were told all of our information from our agent RW website will upload on its own. Is that not happening now? Need clarification on this, please. And thank you, Lewis said when you upload contacts in RWT Connect, it will sync automatically with BHHS resource. Correct, sir?
That is correct. It is not being done automatically. I will tell you, there is a person pushing all of that information manually. It's not you, the agent, doing it. It is being done individual person by individual person. My recommendation is to make sure you have your CSV updated and connected and filled in as much as possible, because it's going to be a lot of data. You can have this uploaded and have it overridden so that it will add phone number, email, and telephone. The point I guess I'm making here is you can see these 3 little icons. This tells me that John client has a valid mailing address. This one, John has a valid email address. This one, John has a valid phone number. If you go down here to this client I have in here, Sharon Emmerling, you can see I only have a valid email address in the system. There's no valid mailing address and no valid telephone number. So yes, there are people that are manually pushing your information. However, you don't know exactly how much information you have or don't have without having come in here and look at this. If you have it in a spreadsheet, you can look at your spreadsheet and go, oh, I need Sharon's home address. I need Sharon's telephone number, and you can start working on that. If you wait until the data is alive to you, you're going to go, oh man, I don't have Sharon's mailing address to send her a postcard. If you have all of your CSV, you're going to be days ahead of anybody who hasn't done their CSV to make sure they have all their contact information. I think I answered your question in a very elongated manner. Is that true?
It looks like it. No follow-up from that.
Okay. So yeah, so I would strongly encourage you to make sure you've got a CSV and you can verify you have first name, last name, mailing address, email, telephone number. Very strongly recommend you do that and not wait. You can, but I wouldn't count on that to make sure you have all the information, especially if you're going to do any type of postcard announcement, if you're going to do some kind of email announcement, and if you're going to do some kind of phone call. You want to make sure you have as much of that stuff set up, ready to go in advance. All right, let me go out of this. If you have repeat clients in the file, it will ask if you want to overwrite the clients and update their information, or does it want to create a new contact? So that's fine. You can choose which one you want to override or to add them as a new contact. Yeah, if you have more than one file for clients, then you can pull them into the same spreadsheet and then make sure you have all the fields mapped out and you can delete the duplicates. You ultimately would like to get yourself down to one master spreadsheet and use that for connecting your clients into the different databases. My recommendation is always going to be to use the RW Town or RWT Connect database as the driver. So let me go back here. I'm always going to recommend you use the rwtconnect.com clients contact list as your basis for your contacts, because this is driving your website. There is a lot of information that you can gain and garner from RW Town Connect that will help you with your business planning, help you with your stats, help you with your presentation. And if you have this one set as your primary, it's going to help you be able to function a lot more effectively and efficiently going forward. And then just have this one drive the other tools that you're using. So I would always use this one as your main one, main source, main hub, and then let it filter out to the other ones, as Lewis said, would put in his comment there. So questions?
Follow up to that in the chat is how will
Sure.
this connect to Real Scout? Right now we have to input the information into it.
Correct. It's not connected currently at Real Scout. All of that will be done on the back end with SSO. If you're using a website and Real Scout, most likely once you get the Berkshire Hathaway Town CoreLogix website, you will stop using Real Scout, since that website, the Reliance website, does everything plus what Real Scout does. So you'll probably stop using Real Scout if you're using the Town Realty website. The website that Rosenwomble is using, that will be going away. Real Scout will stay, but the enhanced agent website will be going away. And if you're keeping the website and transitioning over to the new RW Town Realty website by CoreLogix, or Reliance, I should say, not CoreLogix, Reliance, that will most likely, for most of you, replace Real Scout if you're using it. If you're not using a website, then you will still continue to use Real Scout. And if there's any Town Realty agents that don't have websites, you will probably want to adapt and adopt Real Scout. A lot of technology getting overlapped, y'all. So definitely want to start using one as your primary source, and I would strongly encourage it be the RWT Connect as it, because it's going to do a lot more integration and interactivity with the other tools that we have. Yes, there's a lot of tools. It is confusing. That's why we're continuing to do these sessions so that you can kind of take notes, get a map ready, and be ready to run full speed ahead once you have the tools. So we're getting the training out so you guys can get all the information and decide which way you want to run with it. Kind of like drink it from a fire hose, right, Brenda? All right. Too true. Very good. All right. Other questions? All right. If there's no, oh, is there a question? Someone chatting? Thought I saw somebody unmute.
Tim, I have one just from the manager level for your
Sure.
agents. I'm hearing a lot of the town agents will maybe monthly download their CSV file from whatever CRM they're using. Some of them use Referral Maker with Buffini, and they will upload that into Sage to handle their marketing stuff, and they kind of do that on a monthly basis. Do you see that as a good option? What would you recommend?
Yeah, especially if you're doing an external database like Buffini. If you're internally using the RW Town Connect, it's pretty much filtering out automatically, so you do not have to maintain it in too much. If you are using an outside source, such as Brian Buffini's Referral Maker, you're definitely going to have to put a contact or a calendar reminder to go in and update. Because if you're using Buffini Referral Maker as your primary source, there is no connection with any of these town tools, which means your marketing and your emails are not getting sent to those people. So you'll have to definitely trigger yourself to come in and update it. So great question, Christian. Anything like Buffini or any other source that is outside of the town realty, you're going to have to update. Any other questions? All right. So if you want that spreadsheet, send an email to Town Realty or to training at BHHS Town or training at rwtown.com, and Haley will send that out to you later. KV Core will eventually be integrated as long as they continue to proceed forward with KV Core. But again, it's a big major corporation, so it's like turning an aircraft carrier. It goes very slowly, and I would say it's slim, but I wouldn't be surprised if KV Core is scrapped somewhere along the way, because that's what happens with software. I've seen lots of things in my years where somebody's going towards a piece of software and then something happens and it's scrapped. So don't hold your breath on KV Core. When it's there, it'll be there. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath on it. The email address is training@rwtown.com. training@rwtown.com.
Awesome. Any other questions? Anything? All right. Well, Tim, thank you for spending your morning with us. We appreciate
Absolutely.
these sessions. I know I've gotten a lot of questions on CRM, so this was incredibly helpful. Thank you for that, and we'll certainly have more coming for you. For anyone that would like to join us for one more session today, we're going to have Kim Nelson with 210 Home Warranty at 1 p.m. So we'll be back then. But otherwise, again, thank you for being here, Tim. Thank you for all of you for being here. This is really helpful, and we'll see you again soon.